In this video, I'm going to explain in detail how to use the control and performance method for instrument flight. Welcome to Free Pilot Training. I'm Josh. The control and performance method is the foundation for every good IFR pilot. And in this video, I'm going to teach you this the way I was taught this when I went through training for the Air Force. Now, I briefly discussed this in lesson 1 of this instrument ground course, but I want to go into more detail because you'll probably see some questions about this on the FAA written exam. But as an instrument pilot, we're going to expect you to be able to control the airplane with a lot more precision than you did during your private pilot training. This is especially true when you're making approaches into an airport under instrument meteorological conditions, or IMC, and even during departures. In these situations, there isn't much room for error because you could be flying near terrain or obstacles without knowing it. But don't worry, in this series, I'm going to help you learn how to master control over the aircraft. In a nutshell, the control and performance method is using pitch and power to control the aircraft and then checking what kind of performance you're getting by using what we call the performance instruments. This method of controlling the aircraft and then checking the performance is one important way you can develop your instrument cross-check. Now, I'll explain this a little bit better in just a minute, but for now, let's look at our control and performance instruments. Control instruments give us an immediate indication of our power setting and an immediate indication of the aircraft's attitude. And this is really important to remember because in the next lesson, we're going to be talking about the primary and supporting method for controlling an aircraft. But when an instrument gives us an immediate indication of pitch, bank, and power, this is what we call a control instrument. So, as you might have guessed, these are the instruments that give us an immediate indication of pitch, bank, and power. The attitude indicator, the turn coordinator, the tachometer, or a manifold pressure gauge if you're flying an aircraft with a variable pitch propeller. These are the control instruments because by using these appropriately, you can make precise adjustments incrementally, which can allow you to control the airplane with unbelievable precision. So these control instruments can do one of two things. First, they can allow you to point the nose of the airplane in a direction that can get you where you want to go. Second, they can help you put a power setting in that will allow you to change your airspeed or your altitude. Now, after you set the pitch and power with the control instruments, this is when you can check the performance instruments to see if the airplane is actually doing what you want it to do. And you could probably already guess which ones are the performance instruments, but let's go ahead and go over these really quick so you know for sure. These are the performance instruments that the FAA wants you to know about: the altimeter, the airspeed indicator, and the vertical speed indicator, or the VSI. Now, in my opinion, the heading indicator is also a performance instrument, but on the FAA written exam, these are the ones that you need to remember. And once again, these performance instruments allow you to check and make sure that the airplane is doing exactly what you want it to do. Because if you're not getting the performance that you want, you need to make an adjustment using the control instruments. So we control the airplane with the control instruments, and then we check the performance with the performance instruments. Now let's look at how we can do that in flight. First, we'll use the control instruments to place the airplane in the desired attitude and power setting. But here comes the important part. You then need to trim the airplane for hands-off flight. This allows you to make smaller control inputs and fly the airplane with your fingertips. This enables you to make super smooth corrections if you need to fix something. If you watch my private pilot ground course, you know why this is. Trim allows your airplane to balance properly on the center of lift. As you may remember, an airplane balances on the center of lift, and the center of gravity is in front of the center of lift. This makes the airplane nose heavy. But the elevator is actually what allows us to balance the airplane by creating a downforce. But it has to be creating the right amount of downforce to do that. And trim allows us to adjust that downforce. If you're trimmed properly, the airplane is a lot more stable, and the airplane will just basically fly itself if it's trimmed correctly. And that's super handy in IMC. After you've set the airplane pitch and power by using the control instruments, then you can check the performance instruments and make sure that the airplane is doing what you told it to. Now, if you need to make a control change to fix the aircraft performance, the first thing you should be asking is, how big of a change should I make? In IMC, you typically only need to make very tiny changes. The smaller the error, the smaller the changes. I like to tell students to make an adjustment that's smaller than you think and keep it there, and then just see what that gets you by using the performance instruments. If that's not enough, make a little bit bigger change and see what that does. For example, let's say I'm not flying as fast as I want. I have two tools I can use to fix the problem. I could pitch down, but my altitude seems to be holding right where it's at. So power might be a better option. In this case, I could increase my RPM or my manifold pressure with my control instruments. And then I would check my airspeed indicator to make sure that I'm getting the performance that I want. And that's how easy it is to use the control and performance method for instrument flight. In the next video, we're going to be talking about the primary and supporting method. And when that video is done, I'll put it right here. Thanks for watching. We'll see you.